Hello everyone, this is Ms. Long, and I am here right now to introduce you to our new unit on debate. It is hard to believe, but we are halfway through the semester. I did send out a message last week indicating that I would love to have mid-semester conferences with each of you, about 15 minutes, just to kind of see where you are and what steps you need to take and how you can improve. If you are not passing right now, this is required for you. So please go to my calendar and select a time. Check the email that I sent on Friday for details on that. So we are starting a new unit on debate, a 4-week unit, 4-session unit, and it'll be your chance to look at how the world should be instead of just what is. A lot of you during Unit 5, your inquiry reports, you wanted to go ahead and discuss what you thought should be the case instead of what necessarily was the case. This is your opportunity. It's your opportunity to express an opinion. So I want to walk you through why this is important. This is how we in our democracy make decisions, voting for presidential candidates according to these debates. It has been that kind of tradition ever since Abraham Lincoln in the 1858 Lincoln-Douglas debates discussed slavery. And in 1960, the presidential debate between Kennedy and Nixon showed us how important some of those nonverbals are in debates. So think about debate. It's everywhere in our world, and what that will do is give you an opportunity to read a lot of different topics as mentor texts. And I'll show you this in just a few moments. Again, we have a lot of different topics to choose from. You will be choosing your own topic and exploring that. Later in session 2, I will explain how you can work with a partner on this or individually. But for right now, just start thinking about your topic. We'll be looking at logical fallacies. If you give a moose a muffin, has an example logical fallacy in it, very popular children's book. But these are things where we reason with information and the reasons and arguments just don't add up. So we'll be looking at logical fallacies in this session and doing some group discussion, some journaling, and some quizzes. So with that, I just want to show you the individual pages you'll be looking at, the assignments, and the schedule. So in our first session on debate, we'll be doing 5 assignments that are designed to orient you toward debate. The first thing which you're going to be doing is looking at some mentor texts. And these are pairs of writings that students, real live students as opposed to real dead students, real live students have done in the past on cyberbullying, plea bargaining, WikiLeaks, merit pay for teachers, and nuclear energy. And so I would like for you to read both sides, identify the resolution, the definitions of terms, the position of the writer, and then really look at the evidence and figure out which debates are effective because of what type of evidence. So that's one assignment. Then we'll be doing some discussion board discussion on 2 topics that you all know something about. Both of them are familiar to you. One is online education. That's been suggested that all high school students should have an online class for graduation. Do you agree? Do you disagree? That's one discussion board you'll be having. And then the other, since we've just finished or we're kind of in the middle of the season for CMAS, what do you think about the idea of exit exams, that you don't graduate unless you pass some of these exams? So we'll have some discussion on these 2 topics as a way of saying this is what debate is about. It's about your lives and about society. We will be looking at logical fallacies, and you'll be doing some practice on logical fallacies by looking at things like this. Ever since marijuana was legalized in Colorado, crime has declined. So what's the problem in logic at that? And you'll be looking at some different explanations of that as well. And then finally, you'll be looking at your choices for topics with a bunch of different resources with lists and ideas and pro-con illustrations for you. And that's what you'll write up in your journal. And then your final assignment for the week is for a weekly quiz that, like the other quizzes, won't be available until Thursday. And this is to encourage you to go through the rest of the session before you attempt that quiz. So that's it. And then in the session 2, we will be picking topics and researching. Session 3, beginning to write about those, share arguments, and polishing things off in session 4. So that's where we're headed, and I hope you guys have a great week in this week before spring vacation. Looking forward to hearing from you this week. Have a great one.